Hi Aquarius, this is going to be your Sun, Moon, and Rising video for November 2025. Keep in mind that these are general readings and the messages will not resonate with everyone. So I suggest you check back your Moon and Rising sign when it's posted. I have with me today, oh, I forgot to tell you, my website is up and running. I do readings, even though you may not understand what I'm saying all the time, but I do readings. I used to do lots of readings. I remember one year I made $40,000 doing readings. But anyway, my website is up and running. So Hidden Lotus Tarot is my website. So you can go there, pick out your reading package, and I will contact you back. My turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours to produce the reading. So I have with me the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and we're going to wrap the reading up, I think, with the Second Oracle Tarot. I think that a lot of people are feeling anxious, a lot of pain, fear. So I hope that the deck can give some good advice. So let me turn the camera around and shuffle and rifle the deck. Again, I already done some shuffling and meditation on your sign and glyph. So I'm going to put another shuffle on the deck. That's ugly. Let me put it over here. And another rifle. And then we'll get started with the reading. Here we go. Nine cards down. Put the cut on the deck. Here we go. Oh, Aquarius. Three of Swords. I don't know if it's blurry. I don't know why that is. Okay. The Seven of Cups. Maybe it'll clear up as I go along. There we go. Seven of Cups, somewhat. The Six of Wands. There we go. That's rather strange. Next row. The Seven of Wands. The Queen of Cups. Even though this is Aquarius card, you can still be a Queen of Cups because you're all in your emotions. You're feeling sad, you're feeling upset, you're feeling lonely. I don't know what you're feeling, but you could be feeling something. The Two of Swords. Let me see if it's going to adjust. There we go. I have to be careful about moving real fast. Last row. The Ten of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. Finally, the Queen of Swords. So there is our air sign queen. And like I said, you can even be a male and be in your feminine energies. Okay? What over the entire reading? The Five of Wands. So what this tells me, there's a lot of conflict here. I don't know if I think this might be a same-sex couple. Okay? But if it's not a same-sex, a water sign female and an air sign female. If it's not that, it's two different aspects of yourself. Or it can represent yourself in a situation. That's what happens with the core cards. They can do three things at the same time. She can call back. Oh, wait a minute. So as I was saying, this is either two females or it's two different aspects of yourself. So the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. And the whole thing centers around this Queen of Cups. I think maybe this is some kind of conflict between two women. I'm not sure. Because I only see two cups here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords, which represent our thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. 2 cups, which represent the emotional quotient, how you feel about a person, place, or situation. And 2 wands, which represent the focus, desire, passion that you have. And 1 pentacle, which represents either money or the doing of something. So everything is going on around this Queen of Cups. And she could be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. So she's a water sign. And we're starting at the top. We have the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords, threes say that at least 3 people are involved in a situation, or that things will be delayed until future successes can be realized. So 3 of Swords represents some kind of heartache, like maybe somebody did you wrong, so they stab you. It represents an emotional stab in the heart. It talks about resentment, bitterness, bad thoughts. Sometimes it's even about getting a bad message, some kind of communication that is bad, that makes you feel bad. But the card also says that sometimes there's short-term pain for long-term gain. So maybe something happened that hurt you really bad, but it's going to be okay, I think. It's not as bad as it could be. So the 7 of Cups, it's a 7. And 7s always want you to stop and think about what you're doing. In the card, the man is in relief, like he's having a nightmare, because he has so many choices, he doesn't know what to choose from. I can get the card to focus, the camera to focus. So you have property, riches, peace, power, self-actualization, and temptation. And here you have the 7th thing that you can't identify. You don't know what it is. And so the 7 says, even if you are confused about what you want, if you will narrow down your choices, you can come to a choice of what is right for you. Maybe you don't need property. Maybe you don't need peace right now. Maybe you don't need temptation or self-actualization. So you have to identify what's underneath there. It also says expect a surprise. It doesn't tell me what kind of surprise, but it says you absolutely, positively can pick the right thing for yourself if you give it some thought. That's narrowing down your choices. But what's odd to me is this 6 of Wands, because the 6 of Wands talks about a victory. It's a 6, so 6 represent love, balance, and harmony. Before it was a 6, oh here it was a 5. This is everybody trying to get their 2 cents worth in. the card says play, but I never get play out of it. So this is about conflicts, arguments, fights, maybe someone playing head games with you, like doing one thing and saying another. So before it turned into a 6, it was this card. So this card 6 tells me that you kind of overcome that. If you look at the horse, his face, even his face says you didn't do this by yourself. So if you have a bunch of haters who have been giving you a hard time, thank them for it, because this card says you have overcome that. It also talks about completing like a degree, receiving your name in a paper for something, you're being recognized for something. And it spells like getting a reward, but not like a financial reward, kind of like a reward for all your hard work. But it's followed by the 7. So I take it that even though you were confused, your heart hurt, you overcame that, but you have to still fight for some reason. And this is I have 2 7s. So 2 7s warn of false friends. Okay? I know. I have the 2 queens here. So the 7 says the same thing as this 7, that you should stop and think about what you're doing before you step out into something new. This card is actually what I call you're in a better position than you realize, because the person is standing up over all the 6 wands. So you may have had to claw your way to the top about something, maybe a job. Usually wands represent work or career, but I don't see it like that. I just look at it like, what does it take for you to get up every day and do what you do? So your passion, your focus, your desire, your ambition, your determination. And look, he has on 2 different, a boot and a shoe. So I take it that this kind of developed rapidly, and all of a sudden you have to get up and fight for your position. But this says you're in a better position than you realize. But on the back side, we have a 2. And 2s always represent choices, options, dualities, decisions, options. I don't know if I said that. A crossroads. And so in this case, it's a sword. So the sword is about thoughts. So you think you don't have enough information to make a decision. That's what you think. And you see how the water is all ripply behind her? That says trust your intuition. I think you know exactly what's going on because her left eye is barely covered. So 2s can be about not trusting someone, what someone told you or what you heard, maybe what you read. It can presage like a breakup. Somebody lying to you, doing one thing and saying another, like head games. But it also says there's a possibility of reconciliation between 2 people. So I don't know. And then we come to the 10. So it's weird because you have a heartbreak. You doubt what you've seen or heard. You can't believe what you've seen or heard. But then the death blow comes. And that's what I call the 10 of Swords. It's 10. So it's over with. The crisis point has been reached. It can't get any worse than it is already. Okay? And so maybe somebody did stab you in the back. They gossiped about you. They said bad things about you. They betrayed you in some way. And I keep getting like maybe you have a bunch of tension in your neck, head, and back and shoulders about it. Maybe you were ambushed. But it's the darkest before the dawn. See the light right there? That's just the darkest before the dawn. And whoever it was that did it to you didn't have to use 10 swords. One well-placed sword could have killed you. could have killed you. Okay, but they used 10. So I call it the card of overkill. Even the card even talks about you might be moving by water, a long journey, by water, over water, near water. I only see one horse here. So I don't think this is a move. I think it's a war of words. The swords. It maybe even got physical to some extent. So what are they going to do about it? Here is the 8. 8s are usually very positive. They can be the karmic numbers having to do with money. And this card says that you are working hard at what you do. The person is literally making money. Literally. So this is about perhaps having to work as an apprentice, doing the same thing over and over again, repetition, but you enjoy it. So it's not a bad card. And then it ends with the Queen of Swords. Usually an air sign female, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And this queen is, as a profession, she's usually some kind of soldier, police officer, writer, editor, researcher, oral surgeon, a surgeon, anywhere where sharp tools or keen intellect is needed to get the job done. And she also represents a counselor. So if you are having some kind of legal trouble, you can go to the Queen of Swords and she will give you the best advice. If you're in a fight, this is the person you want to represent you. Okay? But if you are against her, she will cut you to shreds. She has a clear eye view. She's not confused. And I don't think she doesn't know what's going on. She may question why it happened, but she has a clear bird's eye view. Her head is above the clouds. I think this is two separate women, not two aspects, different aspects of herself. When you get two queens in a reading, they sometimes can mean gossip is mean. But I don't always buy into that because two women don't always fight. But they can be catty. So it looks like somebody overcomes something, but they struggle with it. And then they are clear-eyed. They know what to do. They can talk about it, tell you exactly what's going on. I don't know. So let me pull out the Sibila cards. I'm going to look at the 7 of Cups and then the 10 of Swords. Those are the cards that stand out to me the most. It's like somebody said, you know, I don't know what happened, but I will just move on. Because she's the outgoing energy. I don't know what happened, but I'm just not even going to think about it. I'm going to move on. This card is saying that to me. And this card is attached to both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. But I think it's the Queen of Swords because it's her suit. I think she is, I don't want to say the victor. I think she doesn't give it a second thought. So let's look at the 7. Remember 2 7s talk about false friends. 2 queens, gossip is mean. let me pull the cards on the Seven of Cups. Desperate jealousy. And what it means is maybe somebody has lost some money. They have lost the will to, I don't want to say will to live, but they can't deal with what's going on right now. See how the person has a bottle at his feet? It can even talk about someone who is alcoholic. On the cups, you know, too many cups. Pie in the sky, fantasizing, not being realistic. Precious presents, which could be either advice or actual something precious, like money, jewels, gifts. The naughty, money. Usually when couples, whether they are same-sex or heterosexual, usually when they fight, it's over money. This can be between friends too, because it's in the heart suit. So it's something that you feel that was precious to you that may have been stolen or not treated in the way that you thought it should be. That's why it's locked up in a safe. The Ten of Swords. I don't know. This kind of tells me like she thought she got away with something, but didn't. I don't know where that came from. It just letter, which means something that you receive in the mail or written. It can be a text, an email. These are 14th century cards, so they don't have a card for like the internet. So this is receiving messages, phone calls, text messages, faxes, emails, the like. The dispiacere. And this says that something, the letter that you receive, you see the letter on the table, don't you? Right there. That's a letter, and a letter came and somebody's reading it. It says that whatever is in the letter, contained in the letter, is something that will cut you to the quick. It's going to hurt. And Fortuna. Now this card has a double-edged meaning, like the Two of Swords. These two swords can bring positive messages or negative messages. That's what swords are all about. So this card has a double-edged meaning too. The first meaning is that you are protected in some way. It's a Jupiter card. But it also can represent somebody steering your destiny. And they know it. This fortune is not blindfolded like all the rest. So they know what they're doing. I don't know. That's kind of weird. So let's pull a Psychic Oracle Tarot and see. There it is. It just popped out. Another Seven of Cups. It says choose wisely. You know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do because the peace is more important to you than anything else. So choose wisely. This card comes forth when you have a vision or goal that you want to achieve, but too many choices. Scattered energies and unrealistic expectations prevent you from attaining what you desire. Opportunities are bountiful, but there is a decision to be made at this time. This card reminds you that the options now around you may appear to have all the influence and power, but in reality, you are in control and responsible for all the choices you make. Take time to think, analyze, and carefully look at the different possibilities that are in front of you. Don't be hasty just because you feel pressured, and don't be influenced by people who have no idea, expertise, or education in the area of your choices. A focused, wise decision far outweighs one made emotionally or in desperation. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius, for November 2025, and good luck. If somebody recognizes the story, come up underneath the video on my channel and tell me. Okay, bye.